Hello, welcome to Ganbune. In this video, I'd like to start with my wife first diagnosed with severe medical condition. Since we got married last year, we had opportunity to have general health examination by chance because we felt like that we became as real adults. Unfortunately, after a few days later, we heard that my wife has a weird hypoechoic nodule which is 0.3 millimeters and was told to have fine needle aspiration for biopsy. A week later, after we finished the examination, we heard that it is thyroid cancer and we thought ourselves that this can't be serious. At first, I was like, "You must be joking, huh?" I was completely frustrated because there were no tiny incidents in my family history before. However, I was trying to calm myself for my wife, and I tried to think we are lucky that we found this early and continuously console her. Professor recommended neck and head CT scan to make sure her condition. Few days later, we were completely shocked by their message. One of the neurosurgeons told us that she has brain tumor at the mid-back of occipital lobe. Both of us were too shocked to say a word. It seemed as though my world caved. We are both nurses. Even though we had minor medical knowledge, I had a lot of thought. Does that transfer from thyroid? Does that mate individually? What kind of tumor is that? This has to be benign. Is my wife okay? This whole world is resentful when I faced in fear that I had never felt in my entire life. How can this happen to my lovely wife who is less than 30 years old? How can you give this tremendous hardship who got married less than a year? I have been living with full of positive mind and confidence, but this time was not easy to overcome this adversity. This whole situation is funny because now thyroid cancer is not severe than brain tumor, so we delayed our thyroid cancer surgery and quickly rearrange a surgery for brain tumor first. In addition, we did a bunch of examinations such as blood work and MRI and other stuff. With the hospital's consideration, we could able to schedule it as soon as possible. During the appointments, there are 3 expected results, which are meningioma, choroid plexus papilloma, and there was the least possibility of malignancy, and we prayed not to be the last one. The tumor was also located at the mid-center, not at the edge of the head. There was long distance to remove the tumor, and there was high bleeding risk because the tumor was full of intravascular. To reduce the distance of invasion, it has to start from the back, but to protect the optic nerve, they choose to start slightly from the top of the head. Once we heard various kinds of complications after surgery, and saw image of intravascular tumor, I could not able to control my anger. I was kept trying to console her and told her that we are strong and pretend not being afraid in front of my wife. At the end of May, she had admission into hospital. On the surgery date, I went through extreme hardship and felt heartbroken that I have to let her go by herself into the OR. During 6 hours of operation, I bawled my eyes out and sitting absent-mindedly. Since I have experience in the OR, it made me more distressed because I remember the process of craniotomy. After time has passed, I got a phone call that she finished her surgery and went directly to ICU. Craniotomy patient usually stays in ICU for 1 day and move to ward on the next day if there are no severe issues. While she was in ICU, I had to pack it up and move all stuff to my house for other patients. I was not able to meet her face to face or contact with her due to strict rules for COVID. Even though I was completely exhausted and full of fatigue, it was hard for me to fall asleep because of the thought of my wife to be alone. I just kept praying all day for her to be okay. We'll continue my story in the next video. Stay tuned. Thank you.